Portable video lights are just insane these days. As we're getting halfway through 2025 and slowly heading into 2026, the tech is moving so fast and the options for us creators out there is getting more and more ridiculous and perhaps even a little bit weird. On one hand, you get raw power in a smaller and smaller size. This is the Inkee GC150, and GC stands for Gold Crow, just to make this clear. It's a 150 watts beast that can easily fit in your backpack, perhaps even in the water bottle compartment. It is really bright. It is really tough built. A couple of years ago, this size and this kind of power was unthinkable, but now you can get this even at a consumer level. And then you got this. This is the GC30, also from Inkee. It is not as powerful as the GC150, but it packs a little trick or two that can come in handy for many creators out there, or photographers or videographers who just really needs a portable, not that heavy, soft light. And what you get is a 3-foot long inflatable RGB light, which is really nice because this material here works as a diffuser. So suddenly my less powerful light is now a massive light coming out of this thing. So the question is, what is actually the best for you? Do you need the raw power or do you need this diffused light? Today we are putting them head to head to find out. Let's get on with the video. So Inkee did send me these two lights to test out, but they haven't told me to say anything in particular. So this is my honest review, just so you know. Let's talk about some heavy lifting and the GC150, a bicolor LED light, which works from 2700 Kelvin to 60,500 Kelvin. When you get this light in your hands, you know that this is a really strong product because it just feels massive, heavy, and as a tank. And this is of course because it packs a really strong battery in here that makes you use this light for quite some time. It can also be used while charging, which is of course great to know. What's really clever about this light is also the mount that comes with the light, because this is almost like a cage to your camera, but instead for the light here. And the light has a couple of these attachable places here where you can put in the mount. So let's just do this. And this makes it really easy for you to carry the light around. If you really need portability when you are shooting, then you can use this, or you have somebody helping you out on a set, then they can handheld this and use the light. But of course you can also attach this to a light stand and use the light in a more traditional way. The handle here works pretty smart, so you just touch in here and then you can adjust the angle of the light, which is pretty nice. The mount also has a hole here for an umbrella if you need to put this in. And if you want to carry them together, you can do it like this. And then you can put it in the water compartment of your bag. The light also comes with this small little cone that fits nicely into this special mount they have built. So you just screw it in and then you can lock it in here in place so it won't go off again. This will just help you get a more clean beam coming out of the light. But what is really clever about this mount as well is that it can also be used as a Bowens mount. So if you open up these arms like so, then you can actually attach a normal Bowens mount into this here. So let's just quickly demonstrate this if I can figure it out. So a little bit of fiddling, but it is rather easy to do, at least if you don't try to do it on a video. But one thing you need to be aware of about this special mount here is that it doesn't lock up on the bottom. So there will be some spill light coming out here. And this can get into your scene or shot, especially if you're shooting in a dark environment. Potentially also take away some of the power output because it's spilling the light out of the other side instead of pushing it through out in the place where you need the output to be. But I still think this is a clever way of doing it because it takes away the need of a extra adapter that you need to put in that we see on some of the other portable lights that are out on the market. So the controls here on the back take some time getting used to. because there really aren't any buttons, more or less. You control the light by this dial switch thing here. But once you get used to it, it does make sense, but it is something that is different from what we are used to. So of course there's some time adjusting to this. And also this light is water resistant too, so you can use it outside if it is raining, which is something that can be really useful if you are on a set and you need to use the light outside, or perhaps you need to shoot inside to mimic moonlight or sunlight or whatever. And if it is raining, then that can be an issue, but with this light there shouldn't be an issue unless it is really pouring down, of course. There is a fan in here to make sure it doesn't overheat, and I just try to set up the microphone to it so you can hear how noisy it is. I don't think it is that bad, to be honest. But of course you also need to be aware of that this part over here will get hot. Now for the GCA, or the Gold Crow Air, as it is called. So it is almost like going to the beach as a kid when you have to inflate your toys to go out in the water, or your safety things on the arms when you was learning how to swim, because you can use this pump here and inflate it rather quickly. 30 watts of power in this inflatable body. Although this is long, it is also quite wide, so you get a bigger area of diffusion than what you would usually get if you are using a tube light. Being made out of this thin plasticky material also makes it lighter than a regular tube light, which is pretty nice. If you need to mount it anywhere, it has magnets here and some magnets here, and it comes with these magnet mount things that you can attach to the body of it, and then you can screw this into the mount that you need to mount it to, or even just a magic arm. And the light also has this hanger thing, so you can hang the light if you just need to do this. And yeah, I had a reference about going to the beach as a kid, and this is actually also waterproof, so you can take this with you out in the water. I haven't really used a function like this myself, but I can imagine that if you do like portraits on a beach, then this could be really nice to take out on a dusk situation or a night situation. Go into the water with your model and then use this light to do some creative lighting on the water. And perhaps with some moonlight in the back or some crazy reflections, you can get some really unique shots. And yeah, the best part about this, of course, is that you don't need to worry about the light getting wet and not working anymore. Again, the menu here is something you need to adjust to because there are not that many buttons. But when you get the hang of it, it works pretty well, I think. Both devices is supposed to work with an app, but I really couldn't figure out how to do this. But of course, this will make it easier to use the functions if you can set this up. So the GC50 is a bright and powerful light. The light coming out of this is harsh and flat. It can be used for many situations, but if you need to have a softer light, then you need a diffuser to put on this, like a softbox. So I just switched out the light that I usually use for making these videos with the Inkee light and a diffuser. It is in a slightly different angle because of my tight space at the moment, but I hope you just get the picture that, of course, this is perfectly usable to use as a key light, and it is pretty easy to set up with the attachment handlebar that you can that you get with the package. So now with a softbox, the light is beautiful, and the high output lets you power through even the biggest kind of modifiers that you can find. And the GCA30, no need for a diffuser. The light is soft out of the light. And I could also just use the magnet mount and attach it to the metal cabinet that I have here on my right side. And then I get this more moody look, but just using the tube light here in a really fast and easy way. If you need some raw power coming out of a light, then of course you should try to look at the GC150 because this packs a lot of power. And yeah, this is 1% of power. I don't know how much this is, but it really hurts my eyes. 50%. So just to show how much light 30 watt is, it is actually quite a lot of light. This is just the light at 30%. You can already see it starts to interfere with the light that I've set up to shoot this video. And yeah, pointing at me in the background, it is really, really bright, you can see. And it is actually competing against a 100 watt light right now. So here the light output is at 20%, and I'm just holding it up here to kind of demonstrate what kind of light that is coming out of the inflatable light. And because of its length, you get these different kinds of highlights in your eyes that can be quite interesting to use if you need a different look from what you will normally get from a traditional softbox. And of course, with the 30 watt output, it is not that much, but it is still very usable for many situations. And when you compare it with the portability and the usability of this light, I really think that is quite a nice light. Both lights come with these different modes that we have seen lately on a lot of lights, like bare bulb mode and SOS mode, TV flicker and stuff like this. Of course, there are a little bit more choices with the RGB light, because you get the RGB variation that you do not get in the Gold Crow 150. So just a really lazy setup, but right now we have the 150 shooting out some thunder here into the side of the wall, and I just put the inflatable tube here on my side to demonstrate how the light is coming out of this. It's also very dramatic, I can see in the monitor. But I hope this kind of shows how flexible this inflatable light is, and also the power of the GC150. So now I just changed the lighting effect to 100 just to see the difference. And yeah, at least I can feel like the flashes in my eyes. So I hope this comes out in the video, that the light output is really strong, even when it's just doing this sort of lighting mode. And I just dropped the light here, and because it is this inflatable material, of course nothing happened to it, which is really nice. If you are a run and gun filmmaker that needs portability, because of the weight of this light, you can potentially mount it into spaces that you won't really be able to normally. For instance, here I'm just using 2 magic arms, and I've just mounted it to this pipe that is going through my apartment. And of course, this is not probably the best thing to do, but this is just to demonstrate that the light is holding up pretty damn fine here with the 2 magic arms here in the hallway. And I just cranked up the light a bit now so we get a more correct exposure. But this really just shows you the user friendliness of this light and how functional it is, because it is so portable, so you can mount it in different places and you can take it with you. Because of the power of the light, you could potentially also just use it to shoot into a wall or to the ceiling, and then it can light up the scene, making a pretty even light. And yeah, this is at 100% at the moment, and I think I'm a bit overexposed, to be honest. So at least when you have a hallway like I do here, that is not really that easy to set up lights. This can be a really small and easy way to get a light in and shoot it against the wall or the ceiling to light the scene. So which of these lights are the right for you? Well, of course you decide it for yourself, but what I think is that the GC30, the inflatable light, of course where this shines is the portability, the usability with water. It has RGB lighting, which is really nice. So it is a more versatile light in that sort of way. Because it is so light, you can mount it many places. And with the magnets, you have a lot of possibilities to do this. Because of the material, you can also just put it up against the wall or snug it into a shelf or whatever. And if it can lay still, then you can just let it be there and you can use it. And if it drops down, just as we saw, because of the build, it takes a lot to hurt it and make it not work. If you need some raw power coming out of a light, then of course you should try to look at the GC150, because this packs a lot of power in a really small and portable body. Here you also get the flexibility of using Bowens mounts, so you can get a lot of modifiers to use with this light. And if you are a run and gun filmmaker that needs portability, then this light is really nice for you, because you get the portability, you get the small size, and you get a lot of output that you can carry with you, and you don't need extra batteries or anything, because it already has a pretty powerful battery built inside. Ultimately, these two lights just proves that there are no really one size fits all when it comes to lighting anymore. The technology has gotten so specialized and so creative that we can almost pick any tool that we need for a certain situation, and then it is available for us. For me, having these two lights in my kit makes me an even more versatile photographer or videographer, and I'm really happy that Inkee reached out to me, because I didn't even know that these kinds of light existed before. Anyway guys, this was all for now. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a thumbs up and also consider subscribing. There are plenty of more videos to come with gear reviews about cameras, lighting, lenses, and also a little bit of tips here and there, and of course some great street photography videos to enjoy in a peaceful moment. I hope you have a nice day, and I will see you around.
I'm the biggest in the game, I'm the one they talk about. Everybody know my name, my resume is loud.